My name is Harry, and I'm from London.
Meghan Markle here.
Today is January 21st, 2026. It is 2:13 p.m. So I was supposed to be at the gym today, but I ate slightly too close to my time of going to the gym. I should have eaten either an hour or 2 hours prior. So my food have not digested properly, so I don't want to go to the gym and waste my time when my stomach is not feeling well. So I decided to just cut it out. Don't go, or maybe later on after the kids come back from school, everybody's here, I'll go to the gym. But right now it's not the right time, but I should have been to the gym. Okay, so I was seeing a couple things going on. Yeah, things that I'm uploading, and I need to do some thumbnails. But I was seeing some stuff online, and I decided, let me record them, and I could always edit them later. So let's go on X. It has to do with Harry's lawsuit. The Daily Fell lawsuit that's going on. Alright, so I think this is the first one, right? Day 3. Okay, let me pause this. Right, day 3, Prince Harry arriving at the High Court to give evidence. No matter what the outcome of this case, I can't be prouder of this courageous soul. His mother must be smiling down from heaven. Alright, so that's him coming. 35 seconds, nothing major. But the next tweet that I have, I know I put a thread on the list. Alright, so it's raining. Or did it rain already? It's just the ground is wet. Yep. Good luck to him. Okay, let's read some of the comments, and then is the thread that I want to go over. It takes strength of character to stand up for truth against a dreadful machine that is supported by your own family. Power is not entitled. It is strength and personal commitment to what's right, no matter what. As I'm reading this, I'm thinking some of the things I've said in the past, the parallel with what's going on in the US and Harry's situation with Meghan, how it's like a triangle that's gonna come at the peak. At some point they're gonna merge. When you look at what's happening in the US with Trump administration, the MAGAs and stuff like that, more people are starting to see what's going on. As much as many of you may not, yeah, I know sometimes I talk crazy, okay? When I come with my analysis, it seems so out of this world. But there is a parallel between the US and the UK. At some point, it's gonna clash. Harry, who have said when he was leaving the UK, what is it? The Centabali speech that he made, where he said at some point, I'm paraphrasing, like our collective voice will be much, how did he put it? Where he said something, I hope our collective voice, like the media is very powerful, but he hopes someday our collective voice will be so, will like help. Okay, here's the part, okay? I can even, let me see if I could find it.
You looked out for me for so long, but the media is a powerful force. And my hope is one day our collective support for each other can be more powerful because this is so much bigger than just us.
So pretty much our collective voice, we the people have to be on the same page to combat this, the machine, the system, the government, the way they're trying to put people in a box, trying to control people. So before we lose all of our right, at a certain point, we all, black, brown, Hispanic, have to come together to be on the same page to fight that system. These people are working in a group and they have different branches of destabilizing society. So now people are seeing it. I don't know. I see it, but I don't know if everybody else is seeing. But the key thing here, unlike before when nobody's paying attention or didn't give a damn, so now they're starting to give a damn because it's starting to affect them personally. All right, so we saw this. Did I read that? It takes strength and character to stand up. Yeah. Some part of my video was cut, so while I'm editing, I realized certain part were missing. All right, so it takes strength of character to stand up for the truth against a dreadful machine that is supported by your own family. Power is not entitled. It is in strength and personal commitment to do what's right, no matter what. I read that. Here. Oh, I usually like her review. Why this looks so small? Yep, it was small. Prince Harry resistance contrasts with the British royal family's core options into the British media ecosystem. Harry is isolated because he refused to play the invisible contract game. Give us access, you get protection. Okay, she tagged a whole bunch of other people. All right, so let's listen to that. I'm gonna go into it so it could be big. All right, so let's listen.
And yet we're being told with a straight face that Harry is irrelevant. And I'm thinking, how? Really? Is that true? Because irrelevant people do not drive wall-to-wall coverage.
But you know, English is not my primary language. When the UK starts saying Harry is irrelevant, and I knew the meaning of irrelevant, and I was like, wait a second. You telling me Harry doesn't matter? I had to look it up. The same way these people start bashing the word woke, I had to look it up because I'm like, wait a second. To be woke is like to be awakened. So do they want people to stay asleep? These are the things I was asking myself question. I had to look those words up to make sure I truly understand what these people were saying. Irrelevance was one of them too. Because I'm telling you, these people will make you lose your mind. They're saying Harry and Meghan are irrelevant, but yet they all over the news 24/7, 365 days a week. So that's not irrelevant. So when these people are saying these kind of things, it makes you question. And I started blaming my English. I was like, did I really understand what those words mean? I had to look it up. Them up is woke at one point and then irrelevant. But anyway, let's listen.
Do not drive wall-to-wall coverage. Irrelevant people do not generate headlines even before they arrive. And irrelevant people certainly do not pull focus away from the crown itself. Ouch. Because Harry doesn't just attract attention at this point, he actually redirects it. And that's the part that I feel is making a lot of people very uncomfortable, and it's making a lot of the men in grey suits very nervous, because Harry represents something that the system cannot control. He speaks directly. He doesn't route everything through palace language, and he doesn't wait for permission to tell his version of events. And more importantly, he doesn't disappear quietly. He's the only royal with the balls to take on the tabloid press so far. And that is why the cameras follow him, because that's why the outrage that surrounds him and Meghan, that's why it never cools. Because every appearance that they make. I know they try to frame it as a crisis or a problem, but I think I know what the problem is. The problem is he's redirecting focus and he's pulling away attention. And in a family that thrives on a certain set of people being in the spotlight, you certainly cannot have that. And unfortunately for the family, driving them away has actually made the situation worse. So here's the problem as well. The media economy actually need Harry because he...
Oh, I would love to hear more. Without Harry, there's no content. This is what I've said before. Harry knows who he is, and he knows without him, they have nothing. All right, so it stops short. So if you are on TikTok, go follow her. I don't know what her handle is on TikTok. Okay, he's not the only member of the royal family that I still respect. I actually like Princess Anne. Let me see who put what this person said here. Same here. Okay, Princess Anne is someone. I mean, I'm not head over heel crazy for her or anything. It's the fact that she's straightforward. She let you know what's in her mind. She doesn't go around the bush. And then there are a couple of things that I've seen, okay, where the media doesn't say about it, but she still go and does it. One in particular, I have said that before. There are, two track and field athletes in the UK that I follow on YouTube. What do they call them? They are twins, by the way. And while they were training for the Summer Olympics, I was following their routine, whatever they posted. If I'm free, I watch. And one of their videos, Princess Anne was there, where other athletes were, training for the Olympics. She was there. And it wasn't Anne who came with the videos. It was the girls, the women, the twins who said, oh, there's Princess Anne. She's talking to this. They didn't go and flaunt their video in front of her face. But they were pointing. You could see it was Princess Anne in the background. Okay? And this is why I was like, oh, look at this. She's propping them up personally on her own time and things like that. I thought that was nice. That will boost her, pop up the athletes even more. Okay? But the others, it seems like if a camera is not there for them to do something, they're not going to do it. There's Princess Anne. This is how I was able to see it by accident. One of the twins that I watch occasionally, and they mention it, and she was in the background. All right, yes. It takes a lot of guts and personal sacrifice to take on the giant. I can't be more prouder of him. Wish our Prince Harry all the lucks in the world. Let's not forget the 6 others who are also fighting. They all must win. The thing is that most of them, the others, they're not gonna go all the way. I could say, based from the other 2 lawsuits, they will go far enough. But Harry, on the other hand, he's gonna go as far as possible. They're trying to, at least from the other 2 lawsuits, the 2 other papers, they didn't think Harry will go far enough. But Harry was like, I think Harry doesn't give a shit anymore because they put him to hell already. So he has nothing to lose anymore. This is his only chance for him to go after them. So he's gonna go all the way. But the others, they, I could understand them. They don't have the same deep pocket as Harry. And the others, they have kids, families, and school to pay and things like that. So you can understand. So does Harry. But, anyway, I cannot speak for him. All right, let's not. Okay, I just read that. Shower of blessing. Do yourself proud, Prince Harry. Respect. I love that. He is keeping his foot on their necks. Yeah, they refuse to leave him alone. That's the thing. He's been saying it throughout his teens and when he could talk for himself when he's doing Invictus. He keeps on telling them, leave him alone. Private have to remain private, and he wish people could understand that. He's been saying it. Meghan was not even in the picture at that time.
Everyone has a right to their privacy, and you know, a lot of the members of the public get it, but sadly in some areas there is this sort of incessant need to find out every little bit of detail about what goes on behind the scenes. It's unnecessary. You know, I hope that people get to see me here in this Invictus role, you know, cracking on with the guys and mucking in and having a good time with them. And this is, you know, this is half my official role, but half my private role. This is what I enjoy doing, but the private life has to be private, and I hope people respect that.
So now the moment they're shifting the same abuse that he used to get, which he was still getting, to his wife, that's when he was like, no, I'm not gonna lose this woman. And I think based on their personal courtship before the media and everybody else, the world knew about their courtship, that's when he knows the capability of Meghan. And more importantly, okay, when he was dating Meghan, from my understanding, and I would assume, where he probably was traveling to Canada all the time, hanging out with Meghan's friends, I think he was able to be himself around Meghan's friends, and nobody said a damn thing. I think that alone, okay, add to the frustration the media have put on him, where he was like, I don't give a shit, because these people didn't deserve that abuse on their tabloid, on their content and things like that. Okay, because I think this was the only time, and now, you know, he's married and everything like that, he could be himself, but especially at the initial, when they were starting to date, where Meghan probably introducing him to her friends, the friends that Meghan considered friends, okay? The personal friends, the Abigail, the other guy where he went to Paris with, Paris Fashion Week, and you could see him behind her and things like that. I forgot his name. You guys know more about this than me. Okay, these type of friends, her makeup artists and things like that. Those type of people, when Meghan introduced Harry to those friends, and none of them said a damn thing. It's like another guy that Meghan is seeing, and whatever Meghan likes, we like. Okay? And everybody shut their mouth. And then they move on with their lives. So Harry was able to be himself. And for us, that freedom that we, I guess more now with Trump in office, some people are starting to understand the freedom that they have. But with that aside, with our freedom, us who's not that celebrity, we're not on TV or on whatever to make us famous, we just live our lives. We could get up, open our door, go outside, nobody give a shit who we are. We just go and do our own, run our errands without people coming in our face. We take these things for granted. But Harry, he never had that. So the moment I think he was with Meghan, and those Meghan's friends, everybody just shut their mouth. They probably, hey, talk to Harry. Oh, can you grab a beer for me while you're there? Something like that. Nobody's saying, sir, Mr. Prince, or whatever. So he felt comfortable. So when the tabloids starting to get in their, Meghan and probably her friends' personal lives, especially the People magazine thing, when her friends did that interview or whatever. So, and they started trying to go after them, and they wanted, when Meghan was called the paper in court, and then the paper wanted to get them involved in something that has nothing to do with them. So Meghan protected them. So all of this play over, in my humble opinion, for Harry to pursue what he's pursuing. even though I think some of the time frame that they're dealing with was way before Meghan came into the picture, but that I think give him the fuel to go after them. Okay, I talk too much. Let's get to this. Next tweet. LOL, I see Voyonica and Clown Cameron are set for Harry's court case today. Palmolive is probably going too. Alright, let's see here. New Prince Harry is expected in court from 11 a.m. this morning and will start giving his evidence in the case against Associated Newspapers Limited from 11:30 a.m. Okay, so there's the other person here. Prince Harry is scheduled to begin his evidence at 11:30 a.m. this morning at the High Court, a day earlier than expected. That's what I thought. I thought it was on Thursday. After A&L barristers finish his open arguments far earlier than expected, the publisher denies all allegation of unlawful information gathering. I mean, what did you expect? You expect them to say they're guilty? Alright, so I read this. I think this is a thread. Alright, so that's him going in the court. Alright, 7 seconds. There was a picture. I don't know if I have it on the list. Some squaddies were talking about the guard, Harry's security guard. Okay, here we go. GMB with that idiot Mark who said Harry's wife shouldn't have sued. Why not? And another Sarah to say, oh, Harry wants to see the king, but he's in Scotland, so no reconciliation. Blah blah blah. Boring. Blah. All right, let's see here. Let's go into it. Oh my god. Is that a video? No. So that's an image. So what is that? Oh, I thought they were videos. So these are screenshots. Alright, so that's this. Okay, all of them are screenshots. Alright, so I thought they were videos. Sorry. They're all set for court today. Chip Shipyard. Alright, so Chris Chip. New, as Prince Harry is about to step into the witness box, his team accused Daily Mail publisher of dirty tricks. Yesterday, A&L's lawyers took just 90 minutes for their opening argument when they scheduled 1.5 days. Source A&L have had months to inform the court that their opening argument will last less than 2 hours. Instead, they have to resort to game playing and dirty tricks, consistent with the way they have treated not just the Duke, but all of the victims in this case. Alright. In this case, is that the same? Prince Harry should begin giving evidence at 11:30 a.m. It's not thought his evidence, including the cross-examination, will extend into tomorrow. About to step in. Okay, I think I just read that. Okay, same thing. There's another video. The Duke of Sussex has arrived at the High Court where he is due to give evidence in his trial against Associate Newspaper. 36 seconds. It's just him going to the thing. I don't want to waste time showing it. Right, so there's this here. They're running after him. This is what the other lady was saying. Irrelevance, right? Okay, it's playing here again. So let's just play it once. Okay, this is why Prince Harry is so important. Everyone wants to see him. Yeah? And the one down there says Diana. Okay, Diana's second son, Prince Harry. Even in the rain. But the other brother, they were calling him out. I made a short video out of it. That's irrelevant for you. Okay, I read this already. Okay, Prince Harry trial. Okay, let's see. Harry gets emotional as he tells court press, made my wife's life miserable. Okay, I didn't even read this. Like I was just saying a few moments ago. By transferring all those unnecessary pain that he used to face when he was a working royal, and they transferred to his wife. That's what I was saying. I swear I didn't see this. Okay, Prince Harry has just left the witness box, but in his final answer, he appeared to become emotional. Harry tells the court that the private information and the articles he is relying on for his case, most of which Mr. White decided not to cross-examine me on, is the kind of information that that Harry tells the court that the private information and the articles he is relying on for his case, most of which Mr. White decided not to cross-examine me on, is the kind of information that is shared one-on-one and phone calls or voicemails, for example. He says he never shared information off the record with one journalist. Asked about another journalist and whether she knew how to work people, Harry says he believes this was through blagging, pretending to be someone. Someone asked about another journalist. Okay, some stuff are repeating. Asked about another journalist and whether she knew how to work people. Harry says he believes this was through blagging, pretending to be someone else to gain access. He tells the court his life has been open season to be commercialized, that it has been since he was a teenager. Again, I swear, I didn't read this. This is exactly what I thought. With every aspect of his personal life delved into, he adds that having to sit in court and have them claim I don't have any right to privacy is disgusting. Okay? All right, I'm seeing some stuff here. Okay, he added to sit a court, privacy is disgusting. He says he believes it is fundamentally wrong that they are all having to go through this again. Harry then appears to become emotional as he says it has been a horrible experience and that by taking a stand, they have made my wife's life a misery. My wife's life a misery. Okay, through the course of this litigation, Prince Harry says, quote, it's only got worse, not better, for him and his life. He says all he and his claimants want is an apology and accountability, and it's awful that is being made to give evidence and bring it all up again. The worst part of sitting up there and the witness box, he says, is that ANL have made my wife's life an absolute misery. Visibly emotional, delivering the final sentence, his voice breaking. That marks the end of Prince Harry's. Okay, so it seems like they recount almost the same thing. Prince Harry is visibly emotional and quote, I think it's fundamental wrong for ANL to put us through this again. Then all claimant require is okay. They're repeating the same thing. You could pause and read it. So they're pretty much summarizing what Harry said in court. So this is a sketch of him on the witness stand. It was drawn by Elizabeth Cook. Okay, Associate newspaper deny all allegation of unlawful information gathering and are prepared to fight the claims in court. So he finished pretty quick. There's some stuff I'm seeing on the side. Okay. All right, so I read all of this. That's him coming out. Okay, this one is slightly long. This is BBC. BBC News, Prince Harry, they made my wife live a misery, or live a misery. I felt like I was being stalked. They turned up everywhere. All right, let's listen to this.
Papers of making his wife's life what he described an absolute misery. The Prince is one of 7 high-profile claimants alleging unlawful information gathering by the publisher, which they deny. Let's go to the courts and back to Kasia Madeira. And Kasia, take us through this day when Prince Harry was giving evidence.
Yeah, Matthew, the Duke of Sussex ended this day of giving evidence here at the High Court on a really emotional note. His voice breaking when he was describing how Associated Newspapers Limited had made my wife's life an absolute misery. Prince Harry telling the court that the battle had been a horrible experience for his family and that all he wanted was an apology and accountability, not just for himself, but also for the other 6 very high-profile claimants. Now, they include people like Sir Elton John and his husband, David Furnish, also the actors Elizabeth Hurley and Sadie Frost, and also the former Liberal Democrat MP Simon Hughes and Dame Doreen Lawrence, whose teenage son, Stephen Lawrence, was killed in a racist attack 30 years ago. Now, they allege that the publisher of the Daily Mail and the Mail on Sunday unlawfully gathered information and committed grave breaches of privacy over a 20-year period. The publisher denies the allegations, calling them preposterous, and the alleged unlawful acts include using private investigators to illegally intercept voicemail messages, listening into landline calls, obtaining private information such as itemised phone bills and also medical records through deception known as blagging. Now, the day started with Prince Harry walking really confidently into a packed-out courtroom. He was combative with the lawyer for Associated Newspapers Limited when Anthony White QC for the publisher asked why the Prince didn't raise objections to the articles that date back to 2001. The Prince said that he couldn't because of the institution that he was in. He uttered that famous phrase which is associated with the royal family: never complain, never explain. The Duke also told the court how one Mail on Sunday correspondent would turn up at places where no one could possibly know where I was. And that really echoed what he wrote in his 23-page witness statement, saying that a reporter and a colleague simply turned up everywhere. It felt like full-blown stalking and constant surveillance. Now, when it comes to the statement from a spokesperson for Prince Harry at the end of this day of giving evidence, they say that today's cross-examination was revealing. It collapsed immediately under scrutiny from Prince Harry. And the Prince saying himself, today we reminded the Mail Group who is...
Okay, I would love to hear more. All right, they made my wife's life a misery. Yeah, you could see it from the docuseries where Meghan was sitting just crying.
Right? And like that night, to be up and down in the middle of the night, looking down my hallway, like, are we safe? Are the doors locked? Is security on? Is everything? That's real. Are my babies safe? And you've created it for what? Because you're bored, or because it sells your papers? Or it makes you feel better about your own life? It's real what you're doing. And that's the piece I don't think people fully understand.
And there was a part where she was saying, do they want to kill her and things like that?
You are making people want to kill me. It's not just a tabloid.
Oh my God. Anyway, so let's go to the next tweet. I think I went over everything. They're chasing. I'll try my best to put some stuff on my community board for you guys later. There's a puppy. All right, let's go to the next tweet. It's making reference to the court. Okay, that's him going to the court. I bet Harry is saying, I'm ready to slay the dragon, get out of the rain, and head back home to Southern California where the sun is shining and my sweet loving family is waiting on me to return. LOL, get them good King Harry. The British media is evil. Alright, so that's him going to the court. Okay, and they really believe that he wants to return to the UK and reassume his role. Okay, so this is an ad. Let's go to the next tweet. Okay, making reference to the court. All right, again, same video going in. I'm just gonna have to show a screenshot, so there's no reason of me playing it again. Go get him, good King Harry. We are all waiting for you. Okay, yes, but y'all gonna have to stop with the slow-mo. There's that. Why? Okay, they thought he wouldn't be prepared with only 24 hours before he's on the stand to be grilled. Harry has been ready and prepared for years. He's there to fight his corner, and boy, oh boy, he's more than ready. The real royal, good luck, Harry. He got nothing. All right, they've been saying that, but the tabloid keep on paying him. All right, he keep on winning. The people who are rooting for him include the jihadists who want revenge for the 20+ years. Oh, God. All right, so let's block this. I don't have to come. I'm telling you, this world, it is crazy. All right, what is this here? LOL, Harry should have been a lawyer. All right, let's see. What's this about? I'm going to add this to the list. Harry, if her sources were so good, why was she using private investigator? Okay, Anthony White Casey is continuing to question Prince Harry about Mail on Sunday, royal journalist Katie Nichol. White alleged she will go to the same or similar nightclubs as the Prince and polo games. Everybody knew who she was, so nobody will be loose slip around her. The Duke goes on to say, loose slip. Okay, if the sources were so good and she was hanging out with all my friends, then why was she using private investigator? He argues with the lawyer. Why? I love this smart response. Let the Duke cook. These gals have pushed that man too far. Hey, his wife is no joke. All right, let me add this to the list. All right, so let's go to the next tweet. I just posted something on my community board for you guys. I just came across it, so I thought I'd share it. Okay, again, same image. New Prince Harry has arrived at the High Court to give evidence today, wishing him the best of luck. For him, the other claimants, and everyone, celebrities or ordinary folks who were victims of the Mel group, I hope justice is served. All right, so that's him going to the court. All right, wishing Harry all the very best and the others in this fight. Okay, good luck. Good luck, Harry. Go get them, Harry. Okay, that work. He's on a mission. Go, Harry. So it seems like the newspaper finished early, and they knew they were gonna finish early, but they didn't give them that heads up. So to sort of throw Harry off a little bit. Okay, so there's another one here. Today's cross-examination was revealing in its weakness, assertive in tone, but collapsing immediately under scrutiny from Prince Harry. Associated couldn't wait to get him off the stand, questioning him for just 2 hours and avoiding 10 of his 14 articles entirely. Spokesperson. All right, let's see here. Today we reminded Mel Group, who is on trial. Harry says, "We've just had a statement come in from Prince Harry and his spokesman. After giving evidence today, but not the whole day, as Associate newspapers finished their questioning sooner than anticipated," his spokesman said. Quote, "Today, cross-examination was revealing in its weakness, assertive in tone, but collapsing immediately under scrutiny from Prince Harry. Associated couldn't wait to get him off the stand, questioning him for just 2 hours and avoiding 10 of his 14 articles entirety." Really? Prince Harry, meanwhile, offered a shorter statement. "Today, we reminded the Mel Group, who is on trial, and why." All right, I'll put this on my community. Let me see something. Yeah, I think when I first saw it, I put it on my community board already for you guys. I was just checking. Okay, going by what I have heard of today's proceeding is the Daily Fail, who are clutching at straw. If they had concrete proof Prince Harry was friend with any of the royal voters who were mentioned, the barrister for the Mail will have produced it, yeah, with the cross-examination of him. All right, like I've said before, he always keep that separation with these people.
Everyone has a right to their privacy, and you know, a lot of the members of the public get it, but sadly in some areas there is this sort of incessant need to find out every little bit of detail about what goes on behind the scenes. It's unnecessary. You know, I hope that people get to see me here in this Invictus role, you know, cracking on with the guys and mucking in and having a good time with them. And this is half my official role, but half my private role. This is what I enjoy doing, but the private life has to be private, and I hope people respect that.
But the royal family wanted to meddle things, you know, make things unclear. Whatever is private is also public and all of that. But Harry wanted to make sure private remain private. Public, hey, you could take any pictures all you want and things like that. He's been saying it for a very long time. Alright, what the newspaper company did to Prince Harry and his wife Meghan is unconscionable and terrifying. UK media tabloid is a terrorist organization. A nation that tolerates and rewards evil may endure for a time, but its soul begins to rot. In the end, no country survived the corrosion of its own moral core. Too late for that, the other cases have exposed that family. Okay, the Daily Mail is so guilty of everything Harry has said, and I won't be surprised if King Charles told them not to question Harry too, though. Why? Because then it could bring in the staff and family at the palace. That's a very good point. That's a very good point. Yes, I think so too. I think so too. Well, at the same time, if Harry wanted to, he could have phrased some of his words to bring some people names in. This, but I kind of agree with him. I kind of agree with that response. Because they had a huge issue with that, with Harry putting people's name on the trial, on the court documents. Okay, all right. So this I've shared it already. I'm not gonna share. I think I shared it twice on some of my videos. Okay, people keeps on retweeting it. I'm not gonna put it. All right. Let's see here. What else? Maybe I'm done already. Alright, Harry and Meghan are so photogenic and look so at ease and natural. Yeah, that's one of the Invictus. Oops, that last video I removed it. That lady who was talking about Iceland and Trump and all of that. Yeah, look at them. Okay, they truly are the most photogenic UK royal couple. Oh, let's pause this. That's an ad. They ooze tranquility. Every photo they take either look like a magazine editorial or a movie poster still. For real, authenticity comes through, yeah. It's always the synchronicity for me too. Same position with their hands and legs, pure soulmate. Love this photo. Alright, this. What else? This is new. I'm adding that. I'm gonna sneeze. Alright, today we reminded the male group who is on trial and why, Prince Harry. Today's cross-examination was revealing in its weakness, assertive in tone, but collapsing immediately under scrutiny from Prince Harry, spokesman for the Sussexes. Alright, okay, so it's pretty much the same thing. Today we reminded the male group who is on trial and why, Prince Harry, Duke of Sussex. Today's cross-examination was revealing in its weakness, assertive in tone, but collapsing immediately under scrutiny from Prince Harry. Associated couldn't wait to get him off the stand, questioning him for just 2 hours and avoiding 10 of his 14 articles entirely, Sussex spokesman. 10 out of 14. I hope the BBC News report. Okay, a whole bunch of hashtag reading Meghan's book, The Bench. Okay, Braveheart Harry, our prince without borders, good King Harry. Okay, we love you, Meghan, so much. Okay, so that is that. Let me see if there's anything I could add. Okay, so I've added 4 more to it, and some of them are US politics. All right, oh, Harry. The worst part of sitting up there in the witness box, he says, is that A&L have made my wife's life an absolute misery. He gets visibly emotional, delivering the final sentence, his voice breaking. That marks the end of Prince Harry's evidence. He bows and leaves the court. Alright, let's pause this. That's an ad, by the way. It is as we guess. The attacks on Meghan represent the straw that broke the camel back. If they had left her alone, it won't have happened. That is true. And I will never forget listening to Tina and Michelle, leave Meghan alone. And as I said, I don't know if I'm going to have 2 parts at the beginning of this video, is that the same abuse that the media in the UK was doing on Harry, and when he got married, they shifted to her. And that really pisses him off. to see that this nice, kind woman didn't do anything to them, and then they go at it like that on her. So he was like, forget that. All right, I feel for Harry and often wondering how it made him feel, knowing that they were attacking her for marrying him. God bless this man. This makes me sad. She will avoid that because it gives them an agency they are not entitled to. Her man will say that. Also, kudos to the British media. What? They will never be anything if not misogynistic, using the lady emotional instead of the man emotion of anger. They were incredibly vicious last November, December, taunting her with her dad and still using that reporter to cozy up to her dad to exploit him and get any contact from his daughter. Daily Mail ruin lives and don't care. The other claimants have been tortured the same. Alright, that's terrible. I can only imagine what he's not saying. Harry and Meghan have gone through a lot. Glad they are at peace now and thriving. Let's finish Prince Harry and persons witnessed last sentence on the behest of my family and the staff and royal household. That last one of the comment that I read and under some of those tweets that I was reading, where they didn't want to name certain group, certain person, so they stopped right away. So they said that out of 14 that Harry raised, they didn't bring up 10 of them. So I wonder why. Well, and some of you were mad that I referred to her as Buttermilk Biscuit Becky. Why you meant Becky the interloper, Becky the blabbermouth. Sis, all of the above hashtags. There's the laugh. My cousin let it be known in court that old girl is shady and they ain't never been cool. Why you were kinder than me. I call her silverback English. So that's a new one. I still prefer big back Becky. Becky with the bad hair. You never lie. All right, let's go to the next one. Now, we are into the US, okay? And one more after that, and then that's it. Okay, so it's 1 minute and 20 seconds. Crackhead, quote, you only love enforcement when they're going after black, brown immigrants, that kind of a folks. But on January 6th, you didn't care about law enforcement. All right, so let's listen.
We are supposed to be about checks and balances. It should not matter whether or not you're associated with the Democratic Party, the Republican Party, independent, or whomever, whether you're rich, whether you're poor, whether you're middle class, whether you're a black immigrant, or whatever. But it seems like we only have a political agenda in this committee, and that's why everything goes off the rails. You only love law enforcement when they're going after black, brown, immigrants, that kind of folk, right? But on January 6th, you didn't care about law enforcement because they still don't have their plaques up. We continue to do the right thing and say, yes, apply the rules equally across the board, and then y'all play in our faces and you only apply it to one side. I am asking for one commitment, and then I will yield to the ranking member. Mr. Chair, will you commit to me as the chair of probably the most important committee in this Congress, especially in this moment where people are concerned about the level of corruption that exists within this committee? Will you promise me that you are good for doing whatever is right and following the evidence, no matter who is on the other side of that evidence?
Yes, and that is why I subpoenaed the estate. And
okay, so that's that. I'm not even gonna go in the comment. All right, so this is another video that I saw. Where was Trump going? Nobody came to welcome him. All right, let me pause. All right, breaking Davos. Moment Trump arrived in Davos, Switzerland, no one was there to receive him. No official welcome, no delegation, just a silent arrival at the world's most elite forum. Anybody laughing? Okay, why is he walking? So I know he can't even walk on a straight line. He humiliated us on the world stage. He probably thought he was in Iceland, Greenland, and that's why Americans voted for him. Well, 92% didn't vote for him. You should know who the 92% are. But anyway, the others who voted for him, You guys are embarrassing yourselves. All right, so that is it. Please take a moment to subscribe, like, and share. If you want to support this channel, there's a PayPal link and a Cash App link in the description. You could donate. Those who have donated, thank you. All right, so that's it. I need to make a lot of thumbnails. I haven't make. Let me see how many thumbnails I need to make. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. At least 4 of them. All right, let me stop right now. Thank you for watching.
It is a great privilege to be with all of you today.
You know, we ask for forgiveness and please come back.
As you saw me find the love and happiness that I'd hoped for all my life.
You are all in this together. And if I may speak personally, we are all in this together. Because asking for help was one of the best decisions that I ever made. You will be continually amazed how life changes for the better